So first off, I just want to acknowledge the new intro artwork. This is coming from Alexander Barroso, and I think it's really cool. It kind of looks like something out of like a Disney or Pixar film or something. I was getting a little sick of using my own face as my icon, so this new CGI icon, or CG icon, I think it works pretty good, because it still kind of looks like the old icon, but it's just awesome. I love it. I absolutely love this. So thank you, Alexander Barroso, or Alexandre. I think you said I could pronounce it either way, but there you go. And you wanted me to give a shout out to your girlfriend, Andressa, so shout out to her. Okay, so moving on to interesting Nintendo topics and Smash topics, I gotta talk about that Geno leak. This is the one that Zero covered, and everybody's asking me about it. I'll just say right off the bat that I don't believe this one. I don't think it's a leak at all. I actually saw it like a week or two ago and just kind of wrote it off as nothing. People talked about it for a second and then it just sort of went away. And then Zero decided to cover it, and now I'm seeing people everywhere talking about it. I've seen some articles about it. People keep asking me about it because, of course, it's a Geno leak. So yeah, I kind of got to talk about this one. Here's some comments on Zero's video. That theme made me think of PapaGenos. Haha, I can't wait to see what he genuinely has to say. Another one here says, give me that vid up and quick, Papa. I need your take on this. So yeah, people are asking me all over the place to talk about this one. Okay, so here it is. It's over on Game FAQs, and it was posted by Judge Geno, and it says, the Fighter Pass will be all third-party characters. We started off with Joker from Persona 5, then the hero from Dragon Quest XI, Banjo and Kazooie from Banjo-Kazooie, Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury, and now Geno from Super Mario RPG, to be your 5th and final Fighter's Pass character. Hope you are satisfied with the purchase. This leak comes to us from Game FAQ's regular @Weaver Sorrel. He has a high frequency rating of predicting key things when it came to Smash, the Grinch leak not being real, Banjo in over Steve, etc. Well, now he's presenting new information, which I requested from him via private message. You can verify with him if you'd like. These are legit messages, and then there is an image of the private message. So to be totally upfront about this one, it hinges entirely on Weaver Sorrel's credibility, and from what I've seen, they don't really have much. Not only have I seen people saying that they have a history of potentially faking leaks, I also really haven't seen anything all that impressive that they've guessed at or predicted correctly. So that's why I kind of wrote this one off. It hinges entirely on this person's credibility, and I've seen all over the place people saying this person isn't really all that trustable. So that said, Geno, of course, could still be the 5th Fighter's Pass character here. This one could be real. Maybe Weaver Sorrel does have some real information. Who knows? But basically, this one's only blowing up because Zero covered it, okay? So I just want to be clear about this. This is the type of leak I would never highlight, except Zero highlighted it, and so many people have been asking me about it. Okay, and here's the private message between Judge Geno and Weaver Sorrel. It says, do you have inside info? And the response is, not much, but here's what I do know. Geno is the 5th Fighter's Pass character, and he only comes with 2 songs, though they'll be usable on all Mario stages, and all Mario songs will be playable on Geno's stage. Post-Fighter's Pass characters will be regularly released a la Mario Tennis Aces, but far more mundane. The Fighter's Pass has a much larger budget than the post-Fighter's Pass characters. For this reason, the post-Fighter's Pass characters won't turn as many heads. However, rest assured, the choices won't be controversial either. Bandana Waddle Dee will be one of them. Sora is entirely off the table. Not every fighter will come with a stage, and not all future stage DLC will come with a fighter. Not much has been planned, as the focus is on finishing Terry and Geno. Future announcements will liken to a model of Japanese arcade machines that receives regular edition in waves. Dragon Ball Heroes is a good example of what I'm talking about. Now below is what I have not yet been able to verify. I've heard whispers about Echo Packs that cost just as much as 1 fighter but include 3. I can't verify that though. However, if it's true, then Guigi and Toy Link will be available to promote Link's Awakening and Guigi in the following packs. One with a darker theme, one with a lighter theme. Yes, I know Dark Meta Knight is a costume for Meta Knight, but hey, Simon has a Richter alt and Pit and Dark Pit have alts of each other. It's not exactly consistent. Without further ado, Echo Pack 1, Medusa, Echo of Palutena, Dark Meta Knight, Dry Bowser. Echo Pack 2, Dixie Kong, Toy Link from Link's Awakening, and Luigi from Luigi's Mansion, Echo of Luigi. My source for the second thing isn't confirmed, so share it at your own risk. Sent by Weaver Sorrel on 9/14/2019. So instantly after reading that, it just seems like way too much specific information for someone to have. I just really don't think this one is real whatsoever. And with people saying stuff like this, Game FAQ's regular here, Weaver Sorrel is a known troll and bullshitter. This is 100% undoubtedly fake. So once again, I have to say this is probably not real information whatsoever and is only gaining steam because Zero decided to highlight it in a video. But hey, it could be worse, guys. Over in Japan, they're dealing with belt theory right now. What is belt theory? Well, basically all the characters have belts, so the rest of the characters will also have belts. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's belt theory. So that's what Japan's talking about. So at least we're not dealing with belt theory. So let's move on to a leak that does have some potential of being true. Recently, there was a 24-hour live stream of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it revealed a brand new Pokemon. Most people are thinking this is a Galarian form of Ponyta, but that is yet to be confirmed. It does look a lot like Ponyta, except it is not on fire, and the mane actually glows rainbow, so a lot of people are guessing this is a Galarian form Ponyta, probably with the fairy typing. Well, we do have one very good leak for Pokemon Sword and Shield that's been right about pretty much everything. It's being called the Affleck leak because it has a picture of Ben Affleck. It was posted on 4chan a while back, and it's just called so many things. However, it did not say anything about a fairy-type Ponyta. Over on Twitter, @Thumper2575 wrote me this. Here's a Pokemon leak that's talking about Galarian Ponyta and more, and then posted a link. I will say some of the stuff on this leak that is correct could potentially just be piggybacking off the Affleck leak, but this one does have that fairy-type Ponyta, so I think it's worth keeping an eye on. Okay, so here it is. It was posted on September 23rd on 4chan, and it says, Sword and Shield news. 97 new Pokemon, 7 of those are legendary/mythicals. Over 500 older Pokemon are in the Galar Dex. Only Kanto, Johto, and Sinnoh starters are back. Eevee doesn't get a new evolution. Some legendary Pokemon are in. Johto Main 2, Hoenn Weather Trio, Unova Main 3, Alola Main 3. Galarian forms. Farfetch becomes pure fighting and is exclusive to Sword, evolves into Sirfetch'd. Chatot becomes ghost flying and is exclusive to Shield, evolves into a bigger parrot Chataunt. Luxio line becomes dark ground. Ponyta line becomes pure fairy. Rapidash evolves into an alicorn. Ponard line becomes psychic fighting. Girafarig becomes dark psychic, and more. Gigantamax forms, all Kanto starters, their final evolutions. Pikachu, Lapras, and Gengar, all Sinnoh starters, their first forms. Flygon and Haxorus. Corviknight, Dreadnought, Alcremie, Poltegeist, and Eternatus. New Pokemon. Starter final types are Grass Rock, Fire, and Water Psychic. Corviknight has 2 pre-evolutions, pure flying type. One looks like a black mockingbird and second looks like a falcon. Alcremie has 1 pre-evolution, pure fairy type, looks similar to Swirlix. Poltegeist has 1 pre-evolution and 1 evolution. First is a teacup and second looks like a porcelain elephant. Zacian is Steel Fighting. Zamazenta is Steel Fire. Eternatus is Pure Dark. Okay, so there you go. Potentially this is a legitimate leak if that new Pokemon we saw is in fact a fairy-type Galarian form Ponyta. This leak also mentioned a lot of specifics, so something as simple as one of those other legendary Pokemon that are supposedly not in the game being seen would instantly kill this one, so there's a lot of ifs that could happen that would just totally wreck this leak, so we'll just keep an eye on it for now and see if things continue to line up with it. Next up, we have some new images of our next wave of Amiibos, Simon, Chrom, and Incineroar, and this is coming from over on Twitter, @NintenDaan showed off a bunch of new images of these Amiibo. Okay, so now let's talk about some potential characters that could get into Super Smash Bros. First up, I'm going to talk about Crash Bandicoot, and this isn't really new information, it's just a couple of things people have started to line up together that could point to something pretty interesting. So over on Discord, Haunted Nitronic wrote this. So I saw somebody point this out on another Discord server, and I thought it was really interesting. Jess Harrell, the voice actor of Crash Bandicoot, posted this on 1/21/19. It looks like he's recording some for Crash, but he didn't reveal what it was. It's possible this was for CTR-NF, but that was revealed over a month before this tweet was posted and a week before IGN got a playable demo. So if it wasn't for Crash Team Racing, then what could it be? My guess is that he was recording vocals for either a new Crash game or even Crash Bandicoot in Smash Bros. What's also interesting is that a majority of his hashtags have something to do with Nintendo. He used Wii, GameCube, Game Boy, and even Nintendo. It's still possible he was referring to Crash Team Racing, but if we had to be honest, he would have most likely had all his lines recorded by now, since most of them are just Crash making strange noises. It's unknown what his tweet was about, but it could very well be referring to a project involving Crash, such as a new game or him guest starring in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So that was way back at the beginning of the year, but yeah, that could point to him potentially doing some voice work to get Crash in Smash. It could also point to a new Crash game, and there's actually some other evidence of that possibly being the case. Toys for Bob did some charity work where they were giving away all this stuff for kids, and in the background you can actually see some concept art for some Crash Bandicoot characters, and these are unused concept arts in any of the known games, so it's possible this is concept art for some future Crash game. So there you go. Possibility that he was voice acting for Crash Bandicoot and Smash. Also possible it's for some new Crash Bandicoot game or something else entirely. So another interesting thing that happened with some characters that could potentially get into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has to do with Resident Evil and Monster Hunter. Basically, Monster Hunter World is getting a crossover with Resident Evil. They showed Leon Kennedy, Claire Redfield, and Mr. X coming to Monster Hunter, as well as a bunch of zombie outfits and just cool stuff in the Monster Hunter world. So Resident Evil and Monster Hunter are both Capcom franchises, so having a crossover like that isn't too big of a deal, but it does show that the Resident Evil characters are open for crossovers. So could one of them get into Smash? I think it's definitely possible. Personally, my guess for Resident Evil rep in Smash has been Jill Valentine for a while now, but it's possible we could get Leon. It is Leon and Claire in the Monster Hunter World game, so maybe they're portioning them out and Jill will show up in Smash, or maybe Leon is the character that Capcom wants to push as like the face of Resident Evil. Maybe he'll come to Smash. I have no idea if anybody for Resident Evil will come to Smash, but it would be pretty cool if it did. So another cool piece of gaming news has to do with one of my favorite gaming franchises, Punch-Out! John Bernthal has opened up about wanting to play Little Mac in a hashtag Punch-Out movie. Could the Punisher become Nintendo's beloved boxer next? I personally always picked Little Mac kind of little smaller than that, but man, if they made a Punch-Out movie, that would be so cool. I'd be so into that. Get Mike Tyson in it, have him be the final guy he has to fight would be so cool. Definitely have Adam Sandler play Don Flamenco. There would be a missed opportunity if they didn't do that. So yeah, I'd be all about a Punch-Out movie if it did happen. So in my last video, I talked about how that image in Smash of Samus fighting Ridley is a lot like the cover art for Doom 2, and I just want to give the credit to the right person. That person is over on Twitter at CacoDamon, and yeah, I wasn't aware of where that theory actually came from, but they were quick to tell me over on Twitter that it came from them, showed me some proof, so yeah, all the credit over to them. Also over on Twitter at Cohen Kleberg wrote this: regarding the Doom 2 cover, isn't it more likely that the Samus Ridley pose is a reference to the iconic Super Metroid box art? Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's almost certainly what it's a reference to. The fact that it looks like the Doom box art, Doom 2 box art, probably just a coincidence. I mean, they made the Samus Ridley art way before the DLC and stuff. I really don't think it's actually a hint. Honestly, I just kind of like the theory because it does line up. I mean, it does look like the Doom 2 cover art, and I really just wanted to make that thumbnail. As soon as I saw that theory, that thumbnail came to my mind, like, oh man, I could kind of splice those two things together, make it look like Doom Guy and Samus are teaming up together. I just thought that was such a cool idea. I had to talk about that one in a video, pretty much just to give you guys that thumbnail. I just thought it was too cool. And then I'd also like to give credit for the person who made the Cody image, the Cody gets into Smash image. That was Nexodium Kermit, so I just want to give credit to them for making that. I'll probably continue to use that as the Cody symbol whenever Cody's on here and I need a symbol for him. There was also very recently a poll for the Discord servers, and I just want to say I've seen a couple preliminary results to that. I saw Nintendo Soup covered it. I've seen this pie chart also floating around as the results, and I just have to say, to clear things up, as I know a little bit more about what's going on with this than most, these aren't the final results necessarily. This is like using a bot to count all the names and stuff, but we really need to go in there and actually count them, because stuff like Doom Guy and Doom Slayer, or I don't know, separating the names, misspelling, stuff like that, we really need to manually count all of the results. So I'll probably tell you guys, like, you know, the poll results when we actually have them, but that could be a few weeks from now, honestly. So yeah, if you see results for that, take them in stride. They're a good estimate of what that's looking like, but it's not the final results. And it was just a fan poll, so this doesn't really have any bearing on which characters are all that likely anyway. And then the final thing I want to say in this video is that I've hit 30,000 subscribers. So wow, that's absolutely incredible to me. So thank you guys, thank you guys, thank you guys. Obviously I can't get 30,000 subscribers without my subscribers. That's all of you. If you haven't subscribed, jump on board. But yeah, I'm blown away. I never thought I'd have a YouTube channel with 30,000 subscribers. It's absolutely incredible. So once again, thank you guys sincerely. It's absolutely amazing to me. Alright, well that's pretty much everything. If you guys have any thoughts or comments about any of the stuff I talked about in this video, leave them below. So once again, thank you guys for all the subscribes, all the likes. It really helps out the channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so, or like the video, or leave a comment, whatever you want. Until next time, have a good one.